You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the master architect of reality, not by might, not by striving, but by the divine authority of your word, by the sacred imagination of your mind, and by the invincible faith that moves mountains. Everything you see began as the unseen. Every form you touch was once a thought. Every door opened began with a word. And I tell you, now your words are not idle, they are decrees. When you speak with boldness, heaven listens. The whole universe rearranges itself to reflect what you have declared. Do not speak of limitation and expect freedom. Do not speak of lack and await abundance, for you are spelling out your world with every sentence. Speak victory, and victory rushes to meet you. Speak truth, and illusions vanish. But how, you ask, can this change be instant? I say because time is not your master, faith is. And when you stand in faith not feeble wishing, but fiery knowing then the unseen becomes seen. The impossible becomes simple, and the delay vanishes into demonstration. Let go of the how. The divine mind is the orchestrator of how. You need only speak what is yours by right. Say, divine order is now established in my life. The perfect conditions appear this moment. Say it, believe it. Then watch the seeming chaos dissolve before your eyes. Yes, we live by laws, spiritual laws that are perfect, precise, and unfailing. The law of substitution teaches that two opposing thoughts cannot dwell together. You cannot harbor fear and faith, confusion and clarity, poverty and prosperity. You must choose, so choose what uplifts, choose what liberates, choose what aligns with your divine inheritance. Release every thought that says I can't, and affirm, I already am. I already have. I already know. This is not denial. This is truth speaking louder than appearances. This is the power that shapes universes and summons miracles. And once you have spoken, do not clutch it. Do not worry it, like a seed pulled out of the soil each day. Detach, let go with joy, expect without anxiety, receive without resistance. For the moment you detach, you say to the universe, I trust, I know, it is done. So I ask you now, what reality will you shape today? Will you shape peace, joy, and prosperity? Will you command the winds of destiny to move in your favor? Then say it, speak it, see it. For the kingdom is within you, and the power is now. Shape your reality instantly, because it is not magic, it is law, and the law works when you work it. Faith is the bridge between the unseen and the seen. It is not passive belief, is the active, living force that transforms invisible ideas into visible realities. To understand the true nature of faith, one must rise above ordinary thinking. Faith is not hoping something will happen, nor is it wishful thinking wrapped in anxiety. Faith is a deep, unwavering knowing, the divine certainty that what you have declared with your word, what you have held in the vision of your mind, already exists in the invisible realm and must, by spiritual law, manifest into form. When a person truly operates in faith, they no longer look to appearances for confirmation. They do not consult the senses to determine if something is real. The outer world becomes secondary because they understand that what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. Faith reaches into that eternal realm and draws from it. It is the magnet that pulls divine supply, perfect health, right relationships, and brilliant opportunities into the material world. There is a sacred boldness to faith. It does not tremble in the face of delay or doubt. It does not entertain fear, for it knows that fear is simply misplaced faith in the wrong direction. A person of faith stands tall, unmoved by appearances, declaring, it is done, even when nothing seems to support that declaration. And yet, through this divine assurance, life begins to shift. Doors open where there were none. The impossible bows before the steady flame of belief. The secret to faith's power lies in its total surrender. It does not grasp, struggle, or plead. It releases with confidence, knowing that the moment the word is spoken in alignment with divine truth, creation has begun. Even before evidence appears, faith celebrates. It praises in advance, and that praise becomes the key that accelerates manifestation. This is not delusion, this is spiritual mastery. The soul that walks in faith walks with the certainty of divine timing, divine placement, and divine outcome. To live by faith is to rise above the law of averages and enter the law of miracles. While others wait for signs, the one with faith becomes the sign. They are the lighthouse in the storm. the calm in the chaos. And because they trust so deeply, they receive so quickly. Faith does not bend to the world bends to faith. When you speak your word and hold fast in unwavering belief, the entire universe responds. The scene rearranges itself to match the vibration of your conviction. Therefore, the speed of manifestation is directly tied to the depth of your faith. The more certain you are, the faster the invisible becomes visible. Reality is not waiting to bless you. You are the one who must open the gate, and faith is that gate. It is the golden bridge between what is and what is becoming. Speak in faith, act in faith, and reality will shape itself to match your divine expectation. Divine order is the foundation upon which all true reality rests. Though appearances may suggest chaos, disruption, or confusion, the deeper truth is that a higher law governs all things. Divine order is not something we create, it is something we align with. It exists eternally, and when we speak it, claim it, and affirm it, we allow it to rise into expression through the seeming disorder of life. The human mind, trained by appearances, often reacts with fear or anxiety when things fall apart, when plans collapse, or when the way forward is unclear. But the spiritually awakened soul knows that breakdown is often a signal of reordering. The old is clearing out, making space for something greater, something divinely designed. When one faces difficulty, the temptation is to panic, to analyze, to grasp for control. But divine order does not emerge from struggle, it reveals itself in surrender. The one who affirms, divine order is now established in my life, calls into the situation a higher intelligence that sees far beyond the surface. What seems like a loss may be a redirection. What appears as delay may be divine protection. The moment we substitute fear with trust, confusion with clarity, and reaction with truth, we activate the law of substitution, a spiritual principle that allows us to override the lower with the higher. This law is always at work. We cannot hold to opposing thoughts in our mind at the same time with equal strength. One will dominate, and that dominant thought becomes the mold for our experience. If we dwell on fear, we cast a shadow over our own path. If we affirm truth, we illuminate it. That is why the spiritually disciplined person becomes vigilant over their thoughts and words. They do not allow anxiety to rule. They pause, speak truth, and claim divine order. And as they do, the inner world shifts. And as within, so without, conditions follow consciousness. The outer reality cannot help but rearrange itself to match the vibration of the inner decree. To live under divine order is to live above the law of randomness. Life ceases to feel like a gamble. The spiritually awake know that nothing is by accident. Every delay has a message. Every detour has purpose. Even what looks like failure is often the path being cleared of all that is not meant for your highest good. When we affirm divine order, not as a vague hope, but as a firm spiritual reality, we place our lives in the hands of divine intelligence. And that intelligence never fails. So instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we declare, "This is happening for me," and divine order now reveals its perfection. That single substitution of thought can shift timelines. It can transmute fear into peace, resistance into acceptance, and disorder into divine right action. Reality may still take time to reshape itself, but the moment the inner shift occurs, the process has begun. And once divine order is claimed, it continues working beneath the surface until all aligns in perfect, undeniable harmony. Instant manifestation is not a fantasy, it is the natural result of spiritual alignment. When a person becomes one with the divine plan for their life, the barriers of time, effort, and delay dissolve. The soul no longer strains or strives, it allows, it listens, it receives. Alignment is not about doing more, it is about being more. Being in harmony with the higher self, with the divine idea of your life, is what opens the floodgates of manifestation. The truth is, what you desire most deeply is already yours in the realm of spirit. There is no lack in the divine. There is no delay in the divine. But your experience of that abundance depends on your alignment with it. Many try to force results, manipulate outcomes, or cling to rigid plans, but force is the language of fear, not faith. Manifestation does not respond to effort, it responds to vibration, and the highest vibration is that of joyful receptivity, of total trust. When you are in alignment, you don't beg for miracles, you expect them. You don't push the river, you flow with it. The divine plan for your life is perfect. It knows where you are meant to be, who you are meant to meet, and what you are meant to do, but that plan cannot unfold while you cling to control, doubt, or confusion. To manifest instantly, you must clear the inner space. Let go of the noise, the panic, the questioning. Create a stillness within yourself where divine ideas can land. They do not shout, they whisper. They do not demand, they inspire. When you attune to that still, small voice, your next step becomes clear, your energy rises, and your path unfolds without resistance. What seemed blocked becomes opened. What was delayed becomes immediate. Instant manifestation is not about hurrying. The process is about meeting the moment where all things are already available. There is no miracle in the outer world that was not first accepted in the inner world. That is why alignment is the key. The soul that is aligned does not wait, it receives. It recognizes that the entire universe is already finished in the mind of God, and we are simply stepping into that divine design moment by moment. Alignment collapses time because time is only necessary when we resist. When we say yes to the divine pattern, reality moves at the speed of light. What once required years of effort can unfold in days or even in a moment. The moment you stop resisting the good that is yours, it rushes in. Your part is not to manipulate, it is to allow, speak the word, trust the plan, and move with inspired ease. Align with the truth that what is yours cannot be taken, delayed, or destroyed. When your heart is open and your mind is surrendered, manifestation becomes not a struggle, but a natural and effortless unfolding. The invisible becomes visible, the desired becomes real, and the divine reveals itself without delay. Detachment is one of the most powerful, yet misunderstood, principles of manifestation. It is not coldness, it is not indifference, it is spiritual confidence. Detachment is the quiet knowing that what you have spoken is already done in the invisible realm, and therefore, you no longer need to grasp, push, or plead. It is the deep certainty that divine timing is never late, and divine supply never fails. When you are truly detached, you are not emotionally entangled with outcomes. You are not anxiously checking to see if your good has arrived. You are not trying to force results into existence. Instead, you are calmly expecting the perfect unfoldment, knowing that the moment you released the word in faith, the law went to work. This is the difference between desire and desperation. Desire aligned with divine truth becomes a magnetic force, but desperation repels. It signals to the universe that you do not yet believe it is yours. Detachment says, I have spoken, I have believed. I now expect without fear, without tension, without delay. When you detach, you move into the receiving mode. You open your hands, your heart, your consciousness, and make space for what you've asked for to come in. Many people affirm truth, but then block their good by obsessing over when and how it will arrive. They plant the seed and then dig it up every day to check if it's growing. But manifestation requires trust in unseen processes. The soil knows what to do with the seed, and the divine knows what to do with your word. The moment you detach, you say to life, I trust the process more than I trust my senses, and that trust is what quickens the results. Expectancy is the companion of detachment. Expectancy is not passive, it is charged with energy, with vision, with certainty. It is not hoping or wishing, it is knowing. You wake up each day with a sense of inner celebration, because you understand that what you seek is seeking you on, is already on the way. You are no longer looking at conditions to validate your belief. You have gone deeper than that. You are anchored in truth. You are resting in assurance, and from that space, miracles unfold not as random blessings, but as natural outcomes. Detachment does not mean you stop caring, it means you stop controlling. You care deeply, but you no longer suffer in the waiting. You let go of the how, because the how is not your business. Your business is the what and the unwavering belief in its fulfillment. The universe will handle the details when you remain rooted in faith and free from fear. This kind of spiritual detachment is freedom, it is clarity, it is peace. You move through life with grace, knowing that what is yours cannot miss you. You do not chase, you attract. You do not beg, you receive. And as you live in this vibration of peaceful expectancy, the reality you have envisioned begins to take form quickly, easily, and in ways more perfect than you could have imagined. Attach search voice,